Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And that bastion of alpha maleness, the vegan warrior, has been out in force once more, targeting shops in Edinburgh, Manchester and London, and doing very brave and daring things, like pouring milk on the floor to highlight their cause and plight, which is, of course, that they have sad, empty lives. But they're not going to win any sympathy from the public. Any sympathy is lost the moment they start doing things like this and causing criminal damage. But let's look at this and let's see these mighty warriors in action. Right, so here we are. Watch Animal Rebellion vegans. That's a frightening term, isn't it? Pour out supermarket milk in plant-based future protest. Well, let's have a look at this bunch of what look like very unhealthy people. You've got on the top left, of course, you can have the Pink Hair Brigade. You've got the very large, imposing man. Oh, no, it's not large, but it's the other thing, isn't it? With his silly little hat. And then you've got what looks like special needs girl walking away from where I've spilt some milk. And thinking that they're hardy, look at us, we're hardy warriors. You're not. You're a bunch of sad individuals who are wasting perfectly good food for a political stunt. And by doing so, not only are you alienating your cause, because the moment you start committing criminal damage, people are just going to go, nah. But the thing is, there's other vegans out there that aren't extremists and aren't nutters. They're just normal people going on with their lives, but choosing to eat the food that they choose to eat. But now they're going to get tarred with the same brush as this, and I feel sorry for them. And just because you cannot, provide a good enough argument for veganism and so have to resort to stunts, they are going to suffer for your actions. And isn't that sad? But then you are terribly sad if you're going to be going off and committing this kind of sad little crime, really. Like I say, it's your empty lives. Anyway, a group of vegan activist eco-warriors, steady on, warrior, bit of a strong target, sad individuals, targeted supermarkets across Britain on Saturday, taking milk from the shelves and pouring it on the floors and other dairy products to advocate for a plant-based diet. Which would actually mean mass starvation across the world. But hey, let's not facts get in the way. Several upscale supermarket chains in Edinburgh, London, Manchester and Norwich, including, sadly, Fortnum & Masons, can't really afford to shop there, but we do, and their Florentines are lovely, saw members of the Animal Rebellion organisation vandalise their shops, with activists dumping milk on the floors and other dairy products, including what looked to be several very large and expensive wheels of cheese. According to a press release from the group, they claim to have pulled the stunt in order to highlight the need to support farmers in transitioning to a sustainable plant-based food system. You cannot. There are many parts of the world, there's many parts of Britain, where the land available is completely unsuitable for growing anything other than grass. You think the crofting in Scotland, and therefore the only thing you're growing up there that will be food related will be things like sheep. Hardly a plant related crop, is it? But why should everyone have to bow and kowtow, no pun intended, to this bunch of nutters, really? You cannot politicise food. And if you want to go to the extreme of just eating your, nuts and berries and mushrooms, that's fine. You cannot impose your will on others. Unless you're fascists. Are you fascists? I think you're fascists. I think you're extremists, you're nutters, and you're dangerous. And to impose this on other people is completely wrong. But the way that you can do it, if all you can do as well is fail to make the argument, and so you do a stunt like this, but your stunt is, I'm going to pour some milk on the floor. Actually, it was a 4-pint that she picked up there. You can see the picture here, that it's a 4-pinter of milk. Now, I'm going to be honest and say, I'm surprised they've got the strength to pick up a 4-pinter of milk. Anyway, one of the Animal Rebellion members who pulled this stunt in the upmarket Fortnum & Mason department store in central London, charity worker Lou Haddon, said, a plant-based future is the key solution to the climate and ecological emergencies. Are you kidding me? Moreover, it would enable us to produce more food for more people with far less land and fewer resources. Are you truly kidding me? Where do you think most of the nutrients in soil comes from? What do you think farmers are spraying around, in the fields that gives that air a delicious tang? Yeah, it's cow shit, which is very similar to the bullshit you are spouting. And where do you think this cow shit is going to come from if there's no cows, you morons? Chemicals? Oh yeah, that's going to be good, isn't it? Let's create even more chemicals and pour it onto the... These people are fuckwits. It would also reduce the suffering of billions of animals. Right, here we go. This line alone shows how stupid these people are. I mean, they're not just stupid as in how stupid is the average person. We are talking educationally subnormal. We are talking lower IQs than my dog, right? The line, it would also reduce the suffering of billions of animals whilst restoring habitats to our beautiful wildlife. Just listen to this, because I cannot believe these people are that stupid. If I was to raise a cow and eat that cow, I've killed one animal. And it's died a noble death to provide me with some beautiful food. And it's going to feed a lot of people. One animal. When a farmer goes across a field in his combine harvester taking in his wheat or oats or whatever the crop is, how many animals do you think die? Hundreds? Thousands? Millions? Billions per acre. 1 acre of land, and a farmer goes across it in his combine harvester, will kill 1 billion creatures. When the crows fly behind combine harvesters, they're not there to eat the bits of wheat that fly out or anything like that. No. They're there to pick up all the dead animals, the mice, the voles, the crickets, the insects. It's just carnage. It's carnage. But hey, you know, 1 cow, 1 billion animals. And you want to be a vegan? When every crop that you pick is killing billions of animals, vegans are responsible for more animal deaths than meat eaters. That's number one. Number two, in order to meet your needs of having vast amounts of food plant-based, you're going to have vast amounts of monoculture crops. You're going to have fields that are 80, 90, 100 acres of the same crop. That's in Britain. In America, they have thousands of acres of the same crop. And to do that, you have to open them up. So it's, first of all, monoculture. So you're losing all the biodiversity of all the other plants. Secondly, you're digging up the hedgerows. Well, that's all the living spaces for these creatures. So then that's millions more creatures killed just by digging up a hedgerow. They've got nowhere to live. That's entire species being made extinct because the hedgerows have gone. Then, because you're clearing this out and you're chemically treating all these plants because you have to get them grow because only plants can be eaten, you're putting more chemicals into the ground. This is killing the biodiversity in the ground, which means fewer insects, fewer worms, things like that, which means the animals that feed on them starve and there's fewer of them, which means the raptors and the eagles and the things that eat them starve because there's no food. And you then get a huge biodiversity collapse when you have monoculture crops. Do you think I'm inventing it? No, it was seen every time massive monocultures have gone in, and across the prairies of America, their biodiversity fell 90% when they started opening all these fields. The Russian steppe, the Crimea, wherever they've had massive monocultural fields, not the Crimea, the Ukraine, and during the Second World War, the Ukraine was turned basically into one giant farm, and the biodiversity fell. And that's what these woke assholes are asking for. They want millions, billions, trillions of animals to die and a massive extinction event on a scale not seen before since probably, 66 million years ago. These people are so stupid. I could not write a word that would describe how stupid these people are. They have the IQ of a cheese sandwich, which they wouldn't eat. Honestly, they need to go all live on an island, right? Give them an island. Give every vegan an island. Let's make it a vegan island. Give them some seeds, and say, off you go. Go and live in your island. And let's see if they can evolve into a more intelligent species, because they are as thick as 2 short planks. But you've got that, and of course you've got your eco warriors doing the Just Stop Oil. You've got the eco warriors throwing baked beans at expensive pictures, sunflowers with beans now. The only cure for them is that when they're arrested, they're taken to court, they're given a very long prison sentence, and they're made to repay every single penny for the damage they've cost. Now, if the likes of Fortnum and Masons need to replace the entire carpet, now remember that these carpets aren't the sort of domestic carpets you get in your house. These are heavy, heavy, heavy duty industrial strength carpets where they're going to get 1 million people a week over them. I reckoning that you'd be looking at maybe £250,000 just to replace the carpets. Now, if you find them £250,000 plus damages, plus time, court costs, the lot, and gave them 6 months in prison, you'd find that daddy, because they're always the children of rich daddies, these people, because if they weren't, they'd be at work. They wouldn't have time to do this shit. So it's only because the rich daddies have got them. Rich daddy would have to sell a house or two, wouldn't he? Rich daddy would have to fork out £250,000. Rich daddy would have a word. And these arseholes, these self-entitled pricks, would stop doing it. And especially the others would stop doing it before they did it. Because they said, well, the last bunch of self-entitled pricks got 6 months in prison and a £250,000 fine. That'd stop it overnight. And quite right too. I'm going to come up. Of course, these people are going to continue doing this because nobody is there to stop them. We need security guards, burly, meat-eating security guards, to tackle them to the ground, handcuff them, and march them straight to a police station where they're arrested, put in the cells, up before the beak, and then the beak to make sure that the punishment fits the crime and that they get hefty fines and prison. And it's the only way to stop it. Because while they're doing this and they're going, oh yeah, we'll go to court, and they'll get a little tap on the wrist and told to go home and think about their actions, it means the next lot will do it again and again and again without compunction because there's no threat of retribution. There's nothing to stop them doing it. There's nothing to make them think twice. Well, we need to make sure they think twice. They need to be tackled to the ground. And in doing so, if they're accidentally seriously hurt, that would be a shame. But it would make them think twice before dealing with normal people. These strange soy children. Anyway, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to just say that they just annoy me. You know, you eat what you like. I don't care. If you're a vegan, don't care. But don't be doing stupid stunts like this. You only make yourself to look like a prick. Anyway, if you like what you hear and see on the channel, please hit the subscribe button. If you haven't already, ring the bell for notifications of future output. Leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video, and until next time, stay safe, stay well, don't force your views on other people, and goodbye.